And right now, they've been able to isolate the clash here with the Capitão, but they haven't really pushed forward in any great numbers. However, Robbie did move underneath and manages to get a brilliant... Honestly, Falcons have cleared that beautifully, Xenox. Absolutely beautifully. We'll break it down a little bit more as the round is over, but Dovahkiin, Jalad, get it done. A huge opener from Falcons.
Most recent major in Montreal. They're a high-quality roster.
Interestingly here, DarkZero have largely given over top floor. There's only one player up there. Beaulo. Beaulo's going to go for a big run out there. Manages to pick up guards, but gets traded by Robbie. And that's important in the shape of the round because it means Pamba has rotated upstairs, as has NGR, but it's starting to leave DarkZero with gaps. They can now, Falcons, get into CCTV if they want. They can pressure NJR on east stairs from there. So it starts to give them that toehold. Really important start for them there to get Beaulo taken down. It's not ideal that they've lost the blitz, of course. Would have been great for clearing the rest of the top floor, but this is still workable for Falcons.
It certainly is, but you're right. I think losing the blitz is not ideal for Falcons. There's an opportunity as Kobe presents through the breach in the wall. Jalad spots him very easily.
So now it creates a problem. DarkZero have got 2 above and 1 on site, so they're going to have to drop 1 down or defend from above. The diffuser's going down. Did they have any idea? Yes, they did. Nif just gives it the old heave-ho, sends in the nitro, and takes him down.
Well, that's a wonderful response, and Naif gets more as well. The nitro stops the plant, then he is able to pivot and find a wonderful kill, and might even get another one as Jalad wants to tangle with him as well. Still a minute in this round, though, Tim. There's lots of time, and yet right now, Jalad is just getting shot apart without even realizing from where. Does have the diffuser, but does he have the time and space to get this down safely, especially now with DarkZero regaining their position up above, which they did not have before. Naif has found another kill, eventually loses his life to Jalad, who now knows there's one above, but through the doorway, Bambazu makes his entrance, and DarkZero get themselves around.
Naif's had a critical round there. Absolutely brilliant from him, because otherwise DarkZero lose that. I'm almost certain of it. The diffuser was about a second away from going down, and what Falcons had done, once they get that kill from ventilation window, they recognize Kobe's gone, and they've only got 1 player left on site with 2 up above, but they know that the 2 up above, most likely, I think they know, that they are deep. They're out in office and east stairs, so they're not going to be able to defend on the verticals, and it's going to be difficult for them to get back in time. So it was a great decision, I think, from Falcons to go in and try and put that diffuser down. They have the space to do it, but Naif steps up, bottom metal, sends in the nitro, absolutely beautiful stuff, and then just goes on a bit of a spree, manages to find himself 3 before they take him out. He was the sole player inside of sight. Falcons push site knowing that. At this point, he's trying to find the kill onto him to free up CCTV. Hasham manages to find Pamba. Guards does get his man in Beaulo, and it's starting to fall apart again for DarkZero on this top floor. Robbie's got into the top of East, so he can start controlling everywhere from above. Kobe doing what he can to fight back, but this is going to be tough for DarkZero to hold on to, simply because Falcons are everywhere.
Do they know about Naif's position? Probably had a chance to get 1 kill back there. Would have made it 2 versus 3 up close. Robbie, hello. That's the Robbie that we know and expect. And it might just light a fire under him on an individual level. It's been a rough tournament for Robbie.
Going on here, and maybe there's an opportunity to go a little bit more directly. Nitro comes out, but will be shot. Nice play from Falcons, enables them to open detention door. Whilst they do that, the EU1D scan goes off, so it just kind of roots DarkZero in position. The big question here, I think, is going to be, can DarkZero hold this from above? Can Beaulo and Kobe, particularly in CCTV and break, make sure that they don't give themselves away? Pamba is going to be taken down. It's all done by Hasham at top metal, and that is a critical part of this round.
Yeah, the entries so far from Falcons have been swift, fast. They're able to get these early kills, putting DarkZero on their backs immediately in these rounds. Close right, Naif, are you ready for it? Well, I don't think Hasham was ready for it. Watching the hatch, good flank from Nave, gets rid of a couple of drones, and still over a minute remaining because the pace that Falcons are setting right now is they're trying to do things early in the round. It does give them more time, of course, to recover if things don't work wrong, but it does give time for the defense as Robbie is popping off. This is the best Robbie has looked probably all our side with that kill. It's a two-player advantage and into the final minute for Falcons, looking to take a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, a really important kill there because it opens up the site. That's Beaulo taken out of CCTV, so they don't need to worry about that vertical hold anymore. It's time now for Falcons to start mounting some pressure towards site. They're still wandering around, kind of face checking everything. They've got 5 drones. I'm not sure that they're fully confident that top floor is theirs just yet, but time is ticking away. Now they've moved down. They're going to be heading towards the site pretty soon.
Nave's in a good position to make first contact, and if he does get at least one, gives him the opportunity to maybe get a multi-kill here, change the course of this round. Headshot onto J-Lad, confirmed. Guards outside of that position as well with the diffuser, and he does get the trade. That was the big one. If Nave had won that, it becomes a very winnable round for DZ. Now it becomes a little bit more tricky with NJR, the solo. Really, the only win con is to deny Guards, who does go down. He wasn't planting, but he did have the kit. 3 seconds left, and if they don't get this kill, then there is every chance in which NJR could clutch it with a pistol. Comes through from Dol.
Time, they can start thinking about breaching walls. They can start putting some pressure into Office, into that fountain position. The question is, will they? At times today, we've seen them stall out a little bit when left to their own devices. They want to be in there. They want to be aggressive. They want to be taking fights. If you don't give that to them, sometimes they kind of just stumble through the round and don't really do too much.
This has been so far the slowest round when it comes to getting that opening engagement to develop. We are under a minute, and yet it's still a 5 versus 5. But the go button has been pressed for Falcons by sending Guards in towards Officers. They've lost Jalad, but they need to try and regain his position because he's got the diffuser. So Guards makes his way back out, brings him back up into the forefront, and of course, now it's back to a 5v5. Jalad has the diffuser once again, so a little bit of a reset here, but heading into the final 40 seconds, DZ is set up perfectly.
Dog's in a really interesting position at the minute, just watching into sight. Any movement he's going to cut out whilst everybody else pushes Fountain and Office. This is great stuff. He manages to pick up Nafe as they try to rotate through. The position of Dovey gets a double. You can see he's just come in from Metal there. He gets himself a double to close out the round. DarkZero was so focused on that Office and Archive side push, which was reasonable. There was 4 of Falcons there. They forgot about the push coming in through 90, I think, and stood at top Metal. Dove on the Lion was able to have a little bit of a field day at the end of the round, get himself a double, 4-1, and another nice attack coming in from Vulcan.
I mean, the thing for me in this round, Tim, is DarkZero have done a lot right. The way they're playing, the positions, the compact nature of it. They're just not winning gunfights. Like the raw micro mechanical play right now, Falcons, is just superior. Rushes in on that blitz and has someone playing behind him, and NJR is just up in flames. But luckily, Beaulo is there as the medic, and he gets him with the stim pistol to get him back to full health, and Pampazoo gets the opening pick onto Hasham. Not too many opening kills for DarkZero in this half. That's just their second, and we'll see if they can play off of that and find what feels like a very desperate second defensive round. 90 seconds left, and certainly, again, one of the better rounds from DarkZero defensively at this point in the round, but you have to then consider the previous round in which Falcons just decimated them on site. If that happens again, DarkZero are toast on this map. They must win this one.
Yeah, Falcons are really struggling to make much progress here. They've got themselves inside a top east, but even that has been taken away from them as Beaulo managed to hit a beautiful shot all the way from CCTV with the dock. He is squeezing so much value out of that operator, picking his teammates up, finding kills. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Beaulo this round. Pamba manages to take down Guards as well. 4v2 as the killing continues, but Falcons are just all at sea a little bit. They're kind of running around. They're getting picked up top east. They're getting picked up in 90. They were trying to push Archives. None of it really working, and it all comes down to Jalad out on Metal Stairs. They know exactly where he is now. DarkZero will almost certainly close out this round. I'd be very surprised if anything else happens. They've got 3 angles out.
Look at this discipline. I mean, this is almost like one of those kind of training maps where everyone's holding a certain position and you kind of go through and you clear them out. Yeah, much better from DarkZero.
Move across and take over. There you go. That's the opener that they wanted. Robbie manages to find Beaulo, but Kobe going big on that top floor. Falcons have allowed him in. They haven't challenged him walking into Armory, and he's done some serious damage with 2 of them taken down. Falcons trying to hold on to bathroom tellers, but now they are reliant on Hasham. Top floor on his own, trying to hold that office location. Jalad out on east stairs. He should be reasonably easily pushed away from here.
But Guards is on a bit of a
go.
roam, and Jalad, yes, does get pushed around. This is where Guards needs to try and get into a flanking position, making his way up towards top metal. Pambazoo in the hallway could get caught by Guards if he does make his time nicely. He has held, though, and is not really helping out Hashom. Hashom has had to drop bathroom.
It's actually pretty smart here, I think, because by Hashom dropping, that might just give DarkZero a little bit of false comfort here in thinking that they've cleared that top floor and can start pressuring towards side. Hashom has to win that fight, but doesn't. Guards, your time is now or never. The question is there an air jab? I can't hear anything. I think he should be cleared to move his way on through.
They've got an idea, and Pambazoo hits the headshot.
Good fucking calls, good entry. Nice. These guys are doing nice.
Just a couple of little micro errors, but very much fixable. Robbie makes a little bit of contact, falls back in towards break. This time Falcons definitely want to be more engaged against DarkZero earlier in the round, keeping them more on the balcony if they possibly can. Pistol out from Naif is successful, but the opening kill did go the way of Hashim onto Beaulo. No more Sens, no more ROUs.
Yeah, that's the big problem there. They've lost that real tip of the spear, the idea for the execute. They can adapt, of course. They still have the blitz. It's very possible for Naif to do that, and I like the aggression that DarkZero have shown here. We say that for the attackers, it's about getting themselves into the building. They did that extremely aggressively. Dove on the Doc was forced to just get back across the site, but they've not really done anything with the ground they've taken. They've stood around too long, and that's led to Naif being hit with that C4. That's the blitz gone, and I'm really looking now, wondering where is the execute going to come from DarkZero?
Robbie holding for just a microsecond cost him a free kill. He may still get it and will get it. Shot in the back, Pambazoo goes down. That's Kit on the floor. Down to Kobe and NJR. Kobe does get one and ties things up in a 2 versus 2 manner against Jalad and Dov. Certainly a winnable round for either of the two teams in a big fight, and it's a 1-for-1 battle as Dov and NJR take care of each other. It's down to Kobe and Jalad, and he's got the yellow ping information. Kobe with the contact, but Jalad is just sharper with the SMG-11.
3 soft breach charges, and that's about it, really. So they don't want to lose too many bodies for this top floor clearance, because it'll be a big loss if they do, because ultimately they're not really going to be using it. The Malusi at the bottom of metal just gets spotted out there, and I don't think they're aware from the drone, but Jalad again finishes the round big and starts this one big. Manages to take down Kobe. That's the Nomad gone. Could be a couple of air jabs lost as well, but Naif manages to pick up one onto Hasham, and that gets things moving for DarkZero.
Yeah, again, it's that real scrappy nature of Border coming to the forefront now as we get closer to the end of this map, and teams are just desperate. You lose one, you're certainly then going to go searching for the response, and the response was found through Naif. 4v4. As close as this feels like it could get right now on Border, and NJR. What's he up to here on a little lurk outside? Brutalas, one inside a bathroom is Robbie. He may not be aware of this, and his life could be at risk, but no, Cam was up, default was up. So immediately he has to now rotate away from that position. 60 seconds left in the round, Tim. There's not a lot of time for DZ.
Dovahkiin's in a really important position here, because you've got Naif downstairs, outside ventilation window with the case in hand. It would suggest that's where they're going to try to get a plant down, and he does go in. He gets locked in place for a second as Dovahkiin, but they need to have the cover here, because he was the one going in for the vertical. DarkZero have done what they needed. Great kill from Beaulo. Naif loses his life inside a site, and they take the opportunity. Surely they don't get away with this.
Way.
NJR is rushing in. Nade goes down. They just keep on holding. Pros don't fake.
They don't, Tim. They certainly don't. Every single opening pick, all 6 of them. And Jalad almost got another one, but shot down by Pambazoo. Naif just barely stays alive. And a response from DarkZero. And they needed to. After the calamity of the previous round, this was absolutely required. Even if they do not go on and win this map, you've got to just keep fighting, try and bring momentum back into the server. Beaulo, with his second of the round, shuts down Robbie. And while there might be 3 match point opportunities for Falcons, it should dwindle down to 2, as DarkZero have arguably had their most convincing round on the attacking half of them.
Beaulo's done some great work inside of CCTV, both on the defense and the attack. He really has commanded that corner of the map and continues to do so in this round, getting a couple of kills from there. He is going to come head-to-head with Hasham here. I don't know if he's aware of his position. He absolutely is. Beaulo manages to find the headshot. That's a 3K in the round. Guards, he's going to be taken down from the hatch. It's NJR who gets the final one, and that's going to be DarkZero getting a really really important attack over the line. The problem that they've got now is that they've got to go back to sites that Falcons have already won.
Yeah, and that was something you also brought up earlier, Tim, regarding previous matchups for, of course, Falcons on this map. Last time these two teams played, Falcons had the ability to win multiple sites. And so with still 2 more opportunities, you would imagine they have the capability to close this one out. By no means will it be easy, and certainly a better round from DarkZero that highlights far more of their qualities and what they are capable of. But it's just going to come down to these little micro plays, micro decisions, and so far a lot of that has been going the way of Falcons, especially that big boo-boo with the smoke earlier from DarkZero. And even this, I mean, like, Naif almost lost his life to Jalad, and then Jalad runs down and dies. And so those are the little moments that have a big swing effect. Rather than a 5-on-4 to Falcons, it becomes a 5-on-4 to DarkZero, and from there they're able to just snowball the round. Again, putting the emphasis on that entry kill. It has been a big part of this map, and Robbie finds essentially 2 with 1 as Pamper's still down. Yes, but he did get the kill onto Naif. And Pamper's in a bad way, and that means DarkZero also in a bad way over towards the east stairs. They might be able to get him back up. They absolutely need to get him back up. Otherwise, you're staring down the barrel of losing this map. Beaulo with the Vendetta out. Can he make an impact in towards break? No, Robbie gets away. Despite the death mark, and Pambazoo back up.
They've done a really good job there, getting in, just chasing Robbie away. Him and Hasham were the 2 that were threatening Bamba out on his stairs, but they've been forced back, and that's enabled them to get him back on his feet. Could be a key move for DarkZero. At the minute, DarkZero are just lining up on the east side of the map. They've got NJR and Kobe out by east stairs, looking to pressure towards Archive. Dovey, he's just trying to hold on to CCTV for the time being. He knows the importance, he knows the value of that for those late flanks potentially across balcony onto east stairs. That's something that DarkZero are going to have to be aware of if they want to stack up towards this side of the map.
Yeah, and they know that they have to clear up above, even though they would probably like to try and hit site. You absolutely have to get through this defensive fortress set up by Falcons. Mirror window will get dealt with. Breach charge gets rid of it from Pambazoo, and that was one good reason as well why you get the Ash back up, being able to deal with that mirror window far more comfortably. With 50 seconds left though, DarkZero need to pick up their pace.
They do, but there's actually a lot of space for them to work into in Archives here. They've pretty much been given that side of the site. They've got Jalad underneath on the Solis. He's the one there to try and prevent this plant, but if they go onto concrete, onto bricks for example, it might be difficult for him to get the angle to do so. I'm not sure how aware they are of his position underneath. They know that there's somebody in at half wall, and they'll try to find a kill to get him going, but this could be dangerous.
Oh, the timing. Kobe does hit the headshot onto Dov, and now may feel he's comfortable, but down below, the Solus is able to spot that kit on the floor, and now with 14 seconds left, it becomes a disaster of a round for DarkZero. NJR and Bearbazu, no health, no way in which he's going to be able to collapse this one. Falcons are going to take the opening map of this series and sets them up perfectly. Turn here on Cafe. In saying all of that, they begin defense to begin, which I think should be a good spot for them to maybe get some rounds, get a good feel for the way that DarkZero want to play on this map.
They have to get themselves a good start, and it's not going to come much better than that. We can see them, that aggression that we've spoken about. Nitro goes out, successful as well. Dovey can finish off Beaulo. That's the Capitale loss. We've lost Kobe, so a good bit of utility lost with Striker as well, of course, having 2 secondary utilities available to them. So right now, DarkZero already on the back foot. We said that Falcons needed a good start on defense. They're going to need 4, maybe even 5 rounds here if they want to compete, if they are going to have the same sort of attacking struggles that they had against BDS. They are well on the way to at least getting themselves a 1-0, because they're not giving DarkZero an inch here. They're not giving them any room to breathe.
Pambazoo doesn't last very long at the end of that round. It was also not a round that lasted very long in general.
Damage from him. You're going to have to move the Valkyrie, and they will do as Pamba goes in. But again, DarkZero just not prepared for the aggression coming out of Falcons as Robbie manages to get up there. And it's something Falcons have done well, impacting on their teammates' deaths. Robbie for the trade, 4 versus 4, and they've lost the sledge a lot of, if not all, of their verticality.
Oh, this is intriguing. In towards Cigar Shop. Dov doesn't get cleared because Guards is watching. Dov does end up losing his life, but it's another kill for Falcons, and saying that we're all tied up 3 versus 3. And after losing that sledge, you now lose the Nomad as well, so you're starting to lose some pieces here for the attacking round of DarkZero. They are desperate for a response after losing the opening round. Guards 3-0, Robbie up and Jalad up. Lots of firepower still remaining for the defensive Falcons here, and a Nitrocell on Guards could be a big deciding factor on a site such as this.
Whilst DarkZero got themselves back on the drones looking for intel, Falcons took the opportunity to dip away back into Cocktail and to drop deeper and deeper. They've now been forced back down to site, so that's vertical control for DarkZero, but they don't have any options beyond shooting the gun through the floor to open anything extra up. So that's something they need to be aware of. They kind of got to work with the verticals they've got. There's 30 seconds left to go. They're not yet down onto site, and they've still got kills to find.
Jalad in a position as well where you could look to flank if there is going to be that pillar drop, but instead it's in towards Laundry. Robbie watching, waiting, did get the down onto Nath. I don't know if there's time for Beaulo to worry about bringing him back up, but luckily NJR gets the kill onto Jalad and finds the second onto Guards as well. The drop and the triple stack together. DarkZero just move as one giant unit, and they're able to push through, get the kills necessary. Huge attacking round early on for DarkZero.
Yeah, that's great from DarkZero to say that they'd lost their utility, their ability to create any vertical pressure, and they just had to drop in, take fights and win them. They did a good job to keep themselves in the round as well. The trades were there. Once they were losing bodies, it was never really out of hand, the man count. 3v3 towards the end, and they were able to really pressure Falcons. They forced them back away. Initially, it was Falcons choosing to dip back, and they went and sat inside a Cocktail, but then the pressure mounted so quickly that they just had to drop the hatch. DarkZero did the same 30 seconds later, got the kills as they went down, and closed out the round. So good attack from the North American side.
If you do
Nation here, Beaulo going in aggressively, gets himself a kill. This is nice from DarkZero. The support that he had from the Capitao to get in, but somehow Falcons are the ones that come away with the entry. And another as Robbie finds Pamba. Beaulo does take him down eventually. 4v2 though, as Jalad manages to get the kill as well. Ashok is still down. Probably not going to be collected. 3 versus 2 is still pretty good for Falcons.
Yeah, a bit scrappy up above, but it is Falcons that walk away with an ever so slight advantage. Nath and Kobe both actually yet to find a kill through the opening 3 rounds. No gas babes remaining for Jalad. In fact, really in terms of remaining utility, it is probably only the Soulless that could provide some value by being able to locate the diffuser. With 35 seconds remaining, the duo of DarkZero need to start making their way towards site.
Dovikin's just trying to keep himself off the radar here. He's just a little bit further down red. It's too easy again. DarkZero have got no idea. The first walks into him. The second loses the fight. A great finish from the Soulless on Falcon. Relaxed inside of sight. They're not being forced around. They're not being disrupted. They're not moving. They're just holding their positions for the time being. And the one to watch for is Dovikin underneath. He's on the Mozzie. He's got the Nitro in hand. He is keen for it. He's thinking about potential jump outs. Can I get peaks? Can I get a Nitro from underneath once they get into Piano?
Yeah, Dov's definitely going to be one to watch, but also for DarkZero, if they can find a pick on these upside-down rappels, for instance. Right now, where Dov is located, there really are no members of DarkZero, so he's not too much of a threat currently, but certainly could be later in the round. Still all this rappel and exterior play. There's no real map control when it comes to DarkZero outside of Pambasu, who's just sitting top red stairs by himself.
Yeah, they're just inviting DarkZero on into Piano, but at the minute, DarkZero not really taking the bait. I think they know that there's something to be wary of there, but the question is, do they have another plan here? We're down to 45 seconds. They don't have any kills on the board. They don't have any map control. They're gonna find this difficult to put the diffuser down in this last 35 seconds as it stands.
And they're so split up as well. DarkZero are making it difficult to play off of each other, and it's these solo entries from many different angles that are being covered very comfortably by Falcons. 3 kills in quick succession, a 4th then found, and this may end up being flawless. Indeed it will, Tim. That was a very lackluster attack from DarkZero. I think there's no other way to really frame that round.
So DarkZero started out all towards Piano on the rooftop. I think they had a look at it and they've thought, no, we're not going to go in there. Whether they've drawn Dovahkiin underneath or not, I don't know. If they had, I would imagine that the Mozzie would have returned to site because he's not going to want to leave himself there to be challenged necessarily. So I don't think that was the case. But I think DarkZero were just very wary of, we're being given Piano here. Why are they giving us all of this? Why are they not holding that whatsoever?
Deficit to find yourselves at the end of a half where you're already 1-0 down in the map. That is an aggressive jump out by Hashom, punished pretty comfortably by what is 3 players all stacked together for DZ, and Guards is maybe hoping that one of them slips up a little bit and repels too close to the window. Nitrocell in hand, thrown and misses, and this is a little win for DarkZero. Little micro plays that go their way in this moment, in this round. Now it's all about capitalization for DZ. You're up a player, you've avoided the one and only Nitrocell that is in the server for Falcons. These are the rounds in which you need to punish your opposition when they make these mistakes.
If DarkZero can come away with a 3-3 half here, I think it's a little bit of a steal, to be honest, because Falcons have been in control. There's no two ways about that. They've got the book this time, DarkZero, so if they get themselves in above, they can work those verticals, but at the minute, they're down there on that bottom floor. Whether they're going to try to push up brown stairs, we will see as we continue here, but for the time being at least, the first half of the round has ticked by, and other than that opening kill, which was punishing a jump out, DarkZero haven't yet disrupted anything that Falcons want to do inside of the map.
I know I obsess over this stat when it comes to the entry kills, but we're at a point now where it's quite unique. There has still not been a single round where the team that gets the opening kill then goes on and loses it. Could it happen here, though, with a quick double by Falcons? Robbie then gets rid of Naif, which then keeps the advantage for Falcons, and with the shotgun from Jalad, they will turn this round around. Falcons, for the first time in this series, a team that didn't get the opening kill steals the round away, and that feels oh so brutal for DarkZero.
And I think sometimes you got to take it back to basics.
Tim, this is DarkZero though, notorious for giving their fans poor old little heart attacks. Opening kill for Naif onto Guards, question mark as well from Naif. These are the turning points in a lot of maps for DarkZero when they bring things back and their fans have lost all hope and they go on Reddit, and then all of a sudden DZ just go bang, 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 and they bring it back, and then you're left questioning that this team is once again ultra inconsistent. Well, now, while they've been a little bit poor on Cafe attack, if they turn things around, get this round, go on defense, still every chance that they can bring this map back and salvage this series.
Not including the kill that Naif just got. If we take that off, they've got 10 kills in 5 rounds. That's an average of 2 kills per round from DarkZero. It's not enough.
And yet, they still have a chance to go 2-4. 2 attacking rounds, more than fine.
Honestly, if they get away with 2-4, it is daylight robbery.
Yep. Robbie on the scope horse as well. Hashom up close over towards Prep. There is Robbie over towards Brown Stairs.
The other shell is inside of sight. We just saw the silhouette for it there. It is inside a kitchen, I think being used more as a bulletproof camera, but also an option for Robbie to be able to get back to sight quickly. We see this from the Scopos quite often. They're used out on the roam. You can get out there as far as you want. You don't have to worry about getting back to sight if you get cut off or anything like that. You just teleport back into your other shell and it gets you safely back. Now then, Dovahkiin's really trying to hold on to Bakery hard here. DarkZero once again struggling to get into the building, and Dovey manages to get him through the smoke, and it's a glass! DarkZero, what is going wrong?
There's no world in which you lose another round where you've started oh so well. Finally, they're able to overwhelm inside a Bakery, but Naif goes down, and with that, it's now the 3-on-1. What is going on? DarkZero are capitulating!
The top floor. They are definitely aware of Falcons of his position here. They've just seen the Nitro thrown out. The blitz of Guards is going to take some damage. They need to deal with the player in Piano. They're not going to do it as Naif has got the cover. Robbie and Guards taken down. Perfect start for DarkZero.
That's what they need. It needs to be the confidence builder where you start to win these rounds comfortably, get a couple on the board and in a row. Nice kill as well from Kobe to shut down Hashom. No more Dockerby available, and you've got a significant advantage here in the 7th round, up 3, 5v2. Surely Jalad and Dov could not pull off something such as this. It may as well then be the circuit breaker to say goodbye to DZ, but Kobe makes sure there are no heroic moments here by the dynamic duo of Falcons, of which now Jalad only alive for Falcons in a 1 versus 5 with 50 seconds remaining. It does feel like it's the first bullet avoided for DZ. They will get a second round and they can start to slowly bring things back.
It's been a great defense from DarkZero to kick things off, and what better round to win than round 7? If you're going to try to turn something around, round 7 is always a great one to win because it says to your team, what's done is done. The attack was the attack, it's gone, we're on the defense, and we can start winning rounds. We've just won this one. So it just sends a great message. I think it's a great repairer of that mental. NJR steps up onto White with the shotgun, close range, picks his engagement perfectly well, and that's going to close out the round for DarkZero. They looked so much more comfortable there on the defense than they did on the attack. I commented that at times on the attack, they looked a little bit lost, unable to get into the building, unable to get any real map control, whereas this time they had control over every angle. They just lured Falcons on in, they took down that blitz without a problem, and from there Falcons were just a little bit lost. There you go, beautiful flank from Nath. He just knows that there's a lot of focus towards Kobe in piano there. They've been unable to deal with him, but they focused in that direction because they know that Kobe could pop up and just do some damage from double door, and Nath took full advantage of that. Great stuff.
That pressure from Falcons. Pambazu's already used 1 gas canister as well, and they've just lost Kobe as Jalad gets the opening pick for Falcons, and it's putting DarkZero now in a world of hurt, and the push comes from guards through the gas bay, but he can't win the battle, loses his life. Nicely done from Pambazu.
That is so important from Pamba. He's dropped the case at his feet. DarkZero have got everything they need to win this round realistically. They need to be careful of Jalad outside. He's already punished them once, make that twice. Right now, Pamba is in such an important position. He's going to be forced away because of the track coming in. He doesn't want to give his life up to that position. They're able to recover the diffuser. There's 30 seconds left, Jake.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time and not a lot of opportunities or chances. The SMG-11 has to now be the weapon of choice. Spot, headshot, hash-off. Pambazu with a double kill. Might just keep this round alive for DZ as Nath is still there on the clash. 17 seconds. Can he be the nuisance to help DZ bring it back? Indeed, he can! And suddenly it becomes incredibly winnable for DZ. Just when it felt like they were on the brink of elimination, DarkZero will hold strong and live to fight for 1 more round at the very least. Huge round from Nath and from Pambazu. But it gets the heart racing, doesn't it, Tim, if you're a DZ fan? Heart in mouth sort of stuff.
If you know a DZ fan, go and check on them. Just make sure they're okay, because right now they must be on the edge. They were what looked like 30 seconds away from being out of the 6th Invitational, and then Pamba said, you know what, it might not quite be party time just yet, but I'm going to get this one over the line for us. I'm going to keep us fighting. He dropped the diffuser inside a restaurant, but what's more important, what was more important than that was that Pamba recognized when it was time to give up that.
Well, he started it as well. He could have died to the blitz. He could have been overwhelmed in VIP, but he stays alive, wins that battle, rotates, pivots, gets a couple more kills, and suddenly DZ get back in. You want to win these rounds cleanly. You want to continue to keep getting these opening kills. That didn't happen in the previous round. They lost Kobe Lax. Well, it doesn't happen in this round. Now they lose Beaulo. It's 2 rounds in a row that Jalad has found the opening pick for Falcons as they continue to try and unlock this defense and secure this series for themselves.
I was just going to say Nath and Beaulo needed to be careful. Jalad had got himself onto that heaven window and he was just watching across bar. And I thought if Nath strays too close to the doorway or Beaulo, he was playing underneath square skylight, he was going to get himself hurt, and he did. Pamba, though, once again steps up for his team, manages to take down Robbie. That's the Deimos gone. What a big pickup. We saw them using the Deimos late in the round last time to try and bully Pamba. That won't be the case. The tracks have been taken away.
Only 4 drones remaining for Falcons, but they may not need them. Double kill! Nitrocell at the right time, at the right moment, just while Falcons had the player advantage. It's now gone, it's now reversed, and a swing from Pambazu, and DarkZero might have just discovered and rediscovered their mojo that we know is within them, that we don't always get to see. And Kenny's bringing that energy back, and so are DarkZero. 2 more rounds, Tim. 2 more to force OT.
They are halfway through what could be an epic journey of redemption here for DarkZero. It was a tough start for them. They found themselves 6-2 down, but they've clawed it back to 6-4. The concern for all DarkZero fans out there will be that there is a round somewhere for Falcons to find. This is a beautiful kill from Jalad to open things up. Could barely see the top of Beaulo's head, but knew that he was there. The big concern for DarkZero now is you've been through your favorite sites. You've been through the first 2. Can you get the win somewhere else?
The bigger concern, though, is Falcons and their ability to close out maps at international events. I bring your minds back to the Montreal Major in the quarterfinal.
Again, we saw him get the opener onto Beaulo last time around. But Naif, he's played himself down white stairs a little bit here. Hasham needs to be careful. There could be a coming together there as well.
Or maybe Naif needs to be careful. Hasham, the one lurking, reading Robbie, opening pick, and shuts down a player who's been very influential for DarkZero. Pembasu has to sit this one out, and so does Beaulo. And now they really find themselves in a world of hurt because the plant is going down as well. Big nitro from Nate, but it's not going to be enough to salvage this one. NJR by himself in Freezer with it all to do in a 1 versus 4 post play. The GGs are coming out. Chad Falcons have dispatched DarkZero. They've sent them home. Luckily, the airport's not too far away for DZ, and for Falcons, they move forward in the lower bracket.